The market may be in fear, but the true believers stand strong. And I totally agree with the statement from Cointelegraph. Because if you're looking at the CME Crypto Fear and Greed Index, we're on 25, which again lies on the fear side of things. And again, there is a lot of fear across the board. Let's not get that mixed up. There's so much fear across the board right now. But again, the true believers, going back to, what the statement says, are the ones that have been accumulating right now. And they continue to accumulate while there's a lot of fear across the board. And usually these are the type of people that do end up doing, well in the long haul. But welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the XRP family. Let's take a look at what's happening with XRP as we are going into Saturday morning. Looking across the board, we're seeing actually a nice green day, which I'm sure no one's really complaining about. As far as XRP's price is concerned here, you can see we're down. You're down. Did I say down? So I'm so used to saying down over the last few days, but we're actually up 6%, which is quite impressive, up 4.1% on the Bitcoin side of things. $2.35 is the price, valuation $142 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at $5 billion. I know this might seem very exciting right now, but we need to be paying very close attention to some of the key factors. Before we do that, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrency. So, open interest hits 2025 low and nears extreme fear, signaling potential selling exhaustion, according to a crypto quant analyst. So this tells you that extreme fear signaling a potential selling, this might be the end. There's been a sell-off, day in, day out, and, we are probably coming to, the end of this crazy sell-off. But with that being said, that does still not mean that, we're not going to see a little bit more downside, or that could not be in play. That's definitely still possible because, again, let's give Bitcoin a refresh live here. Bitcoin's sitting at $106,833, yet you're still seeing a lot of green across the board. And I've said this in my updates over the last few hours. It is due to the dominance pulling down the way it is. You want to thank the dominance, and again, this should be a learning lesson for a lot of people to pay attention to the Bitcoin dominance, because of course we came up to 60% since then. It has been going down, which of course is the core reason right now as to why we're seeing so much green across the board. But with that being said, still be cautious because Bitcoin is nowhere near as to where it needs to be. But take a look at what Vincent says. Bitcoin is positioning itself to because store of value. In my opinion, the value of a crypto is in the blockchain, not the token itself. I think XRPL, Chainlink, and Hedera are two solid blockchains that have massive real world use case. As for tokens, I only see XRP as having upward price pressure on it. Not financial advice, and I will no doubt get the keyboard warriors going nuts soon. Let me know in the comments what your personal thoughts are. And I totally do agree with what Vincent says. Obviously, this is Vincent's opinion, and obviously not financial advice. The store of value aspect, your Bitcoin is labeled as the store of value. But the value of crypto is in blockchain. I totally agree. And this is where the XRPL, once you dig deep into the XRPL and really understand, the core, the capabilities and the potential that XRP Ledger has, compared to its competitors. That's what makes you understand the potential itself for the native token XRP as well. And you need to understand, where the integration of the native token comes into play when we're looking at the XRPL ledger. With that being said, though, a lot of people are, talking about the major sell-off, but you can see XRP whale flow, the 30 DMA is cooling off. Price dropped from $3 to $2.20 as a result of the distribution. What this pretty much means is that the whales, the big players, are selling XRP. And I think we're coming to an end of that. And, it kind of goes back to the Ethereum question. I'm sorry, the Ethereum post as well. You can see for yourself. So, we're coming out of a big bloodbath. Still, like I said, nothing to be getting overly excited about just yet, because we could still see a little bit more choppiness for Bitcoin. But I think we're getting closer, to the cool off than, starting to see that reversal sooner rather than later. Obviously, like I said, key components to keep in mind: the government shutdown, the meeting coming up with the U.S. president and the Chinese president, and of course, the FOMC meeting. Those are some factors we want to consider. Take a look at this below the price battle line, $2.68, but still have green net inflows coming in for XRP. Korea is the largest outflow at $60.95 billion over the past 24 hours. So a big chunk of the volume coming from there. take a look at this. As you look into GC Treasury, obviously the new acquisition from Ripple, the more you understand the big clients they have. You can see for yourself, serves over 1,000 clients globally, including major companies like Hitachi, ADP, Boston Scientific, Pfizer, and American Airlines, and the list goes on and on. And this is where you can really see Ripple potentially gaining capability of connecting with these big players as well. Again, I think Ripple knows what they're doing, but let's take a look at what's happening with the price. I've already highlighted to you guys what's happening with the dominance index. Bitcoin right now is trying to push towards the upside, has a hard time breaking out of 107K key range. So this is why, I still want you guys to be cautious regardless of the dominance going down or not. Because if Bitcoin, switches back down, pushes back down to $103,000, potentially fills the wick, guess what's going to happen to the dominance? It's going to break out not only from, this range, but break above the 60% mark too. So if you're looking at XRP right now, we're still ranging below the 38.2 fib zone. If you're looking at the price of XRP on the hourly time frame, you can see we rejected at the 38.2. Speaks for itself, and this should tell you why this is an important zone. You can see we retested it, saw a rejection right now. But I have no doubts for the price of XRP to get back into this key range, but Bitcoin stability is very important first and foremost. So we're going to take it one step at a time. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.